And it is 6:15 in the evening and we still have no clue what's happening in the Karnataka elections. We don't know who's going to form the government, even though there are a bunch of different scenarios. So what exactly is the governor going to have to decide, and what guiding principles from the constitution, from legislation or convention does he have to follow in deciding who becomes the next government in Karnataka and who becomes the next chief minister? Now this is where we've got the interesting mathematics. We have a situation where you have one party which is very clearly the largest in terms of votes, but it doesn't have a majority. You've got an alliance of two which does take them over the majority mark. But this alliance has only come into play after the election has happened. And this is important because in India, we don't have any hard and fast rule in the constitution or in the Representation of People's Act or anything which is binding written down in law which says, here's how you decide who becomes the next chief minister. Instead, we have to follow convention. We have to look at what's been held over the course of different court rulings and try to come up with an answer. Now, the first answer we come across is in the commissions, the Sarkaria Commission in 1988, the Punchi Commission in 2010. According to them, if you don't have something which is either the single largest party or a pre-poll alliance coming up together with a majority, they set out a list of things on what you do. And the options and the order of preference essentially goes, the group with the largest pre-poll alliance containing a large number if there's no majority, the single largest party with the support of others, then they look at post-electoral coalitions, which is what we have here with the INC and the JDS. The Congress and JDS post-poll alliance is taking them over the numbers, but should they be considered first, or should the BJP's largest number be considered first? There is nothing in either case law or in the commissions which definitively says what should happen. This is an issue which was raised in the Punchi Commission. They said, what do you do then? And they said, if there are no specific guidelines, this is the problem. Last year, when the Goa situation happened, when the Congress were in the same position as the BJP and having the highest number, but the BJP and its allies had the majority, when this matter went up to the Supreme Court, they said that actually, even though the convention in the Punchi Commission, for instance, mentions single largest party before a post-election coalition, given that the post-election coalition had clearly gone beyond the majority, you had to consider it and give it some weight. This was not specified in any sort of rule, sort of order or judgment. This was just discussed during court, and that's what the judges said. Because their order finally just said, okay, look, if you've got a post-poll alliance which has been put up, which was Parikar's government, tested on the floor of the House. And that's probably what's going to happen here, or what should happen here. Given, however, that the BJP government has already has staked a claim for it, they may well be that the governor says, okay, fine, you go first and decide it. Either which way, and if this goes to the court, I'm pretty sure the same ruling is going to apply, that if whoever is able to go and organize and have this floor test at the earliest will be allowed to form the government. If the BJP can in the next couple of days say, okay, look, we've got enough to take us over the majority, they will form it. If the JDS and the Congress can do it, they will form it. But at this point, a lot of it is now resting in the governor's hands, and he has a lot of discretion. So don't expect that there's going to be any sort of definitive legal thing which will decide how it's going to go.